Hi, this is Dr. Roy Kim. Thanks for joining us. And this is Natali.
Hola.
She is our new patient care coordinator, and she's fluent in Spanish. So she has taught me Spanish. I'm almost fluent in like just a couple weeks, but there are, interestingly, English and Spanish plastic surgery terms and medical terms that I didn't know or totally do not sound similar. So we're going to go over them now. So in general, how do you say surgery?
Cirugía.
And so there are a couple common phrases or expressions or words. How do you say liposuction in Espanol?
It's kind of almost the same in English. Liposuction.
Abdominoplasty?
Abdominoplastia.
And then lower eyelid lift or upper eyelid lift. Eyelid lift is actually blepharoplasty. So how do you say that in Espanol?
Blefioplastia.
Okay. So the other thing that I've learned is some of these words don't sound the same at all.
Nope.
So for breast, how do you say that in Espanol?
So a lot of people commonly know it as pecho, but medical terminology uses seno.
So how do you say breast augmentation?
Seno augmentación.
Okay. So seno augmentación.
Augmentación.
Augmentación. So the accent's almost there, right?
Almost there.
Just joking. It's not there. But seno augmentación. Now, facelift or neck lift. How do you say that?
Okay, one or two ways. Estiramiento o levantamiento de cara o cuello.
Okay, so cara is face, but you don't say lift, you say...
Estiramiento.
Okay, so estiramiento.
Or levantamiento.
So it means the same thing, at least in terms of medical
terms.
Stretch,
lift.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. And then another thing I learned was brow lift.
Levantamiento de ceja.
Right, and not estiramiento.
No,
okay.
It's a lift.
Okay, so it's similar in concept, but they actually use a different term.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously I need to learn a lot more Spanish here.
You're lifting, but not stretching.
Yes.
The lift.
Okay, so how do you say waist, like the waist around stomach area?
Cadera.
Okay, that's not even close to what I guess. And then finally, one thing I learned was compression garments, in English after liposuction, it's called compression garment. And I believe there's a company called Fajas. So I did not know that the non-brand name term, just a generic word, faja means.
Okay.
See, I didn't know that. And faja in Espanol means?
Para agarrarte la cintura.
So, compression garment.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that. So it's way more efficient because you just say faja as opposed to post-surgical compression garment.
So a lot of common people know it as that.
Yes.
It's kind of their to-go. Like, they like to say the word faja.
Gotcha. So I'm looking at my phone because here are my notes, but how do you say fat grafting?
Se dice...
That's okay, because I have it here. Injerto, I'm going to screw this up. Injerto de grasa.
Injerto.
Injerto de grasa. Okay.
Thank you.
So grasa to me sounds like grass, but it's not.
No.
It means... Fat. Okay.
Grasa.
And then the other thing, which I didn't know about, we have dermal fillers, we have HA fillers and other chemicals which we place in the face to help with wrinkles. How do you say filler in Espanol?
Relleno.
So immediately I think of food. So I think of chile relleno.
Basically a stuffed pepper.
So we can stuff your face with peppers or
grasa,
mm-hmm. or cheese or lengua.
Let's do grasa.
Okay, fine. And then also, as a surgeon, sometimes in the operating room, if I'm in a hurry or something's urgent, I want something immediately. So instead of saying that, I want something stat, S-T-A-T. How do you say stat in Espanol?
How I commonly know it is rápido,
mm-hmm.
apúrate,
mm-hmm.
levántate, vámonos, let's go.
I've asked a couple of surgeons, Spanish-speaking surgeons, how they say stat, and they've told me rapido, mm-hmm. as opposed to stato or some other expression. So if there's a Spanish-speaking surgeon out there and they know the direct translation of stat, let me know, but I think it's rapido. Finally, the most important expression is electrocautery. So this is befuddle me. So in the United States in English, they call it Electrocautery, Bove Electrocautery, which is a brand name. It essentially looks like an electric pencil. It's grounded to an electrical current. So when you press the knob, press the switch on the pencil, it's sterile, of course. It coagulates. There's electrical current that pops out, and then it coagulates bleeding areas. It creates hemostasis.
Interesting. Okay.
So I have asked my Spanish-speaking friends, how do you say electrocautery? And they've just said electrocautery or electrocautery or something like that.
Electrocardia de lápiz, maybe.
So I call it Señor Lápiz Eléctrico, which means Mr. Electric Pencil. But I guess I'm sort of like making fun of the fact that I have no idea about Spanish in general.
You might start a new trend, just like faja.
Yeah, but I think Señor Lápiz Eléctrico is so much longer to say than electrocautery.
It's a fun word, so
Yes.
I think you're going to start a trend, Dr. Kim.
Oh, thank you. So, again, if anybody out there knows how electrocautery is actually stated in Spanish-speaking countries, I'd appreciate it. So, please, we're going to have more Natali showing up on YouTube videos. We're going to be doing that because she is fluent in Spanish, and it's going to be a lot of fun learning another language while you're getting your aesthetic procedures and beauty procedures and plastic surgery procedures all on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Sounds good. Thanks for watching.
Adios.